Mirror Reflection Part 23. At first, she thought she could hide it if she ignored the reflection, if she pretended not to see him. Maybe he had fade away, but the mirror world had other plans. But by the end of the week, everything that could reflect light betrayed her. In the school cafeteria window, her reflection turned its head a second too late. In her friend's sunglasses, she saw a pale boy standing over her shoulder in the chrome of a passing car. Just for a heartbeat, she saw her own face smiling while she was not. Her regrets slipped. Her friends whispered, her parents worried. One night at dinner, her mother reached out to touch her arm. Honey, are you all right? You are so pale. The girl dropped her fork because in the silver curve of the utensil she saw her mother's reflection smiling even though her real mother's face was full of concern. She screamed and bolted from the table. Later, locked in her room, she tried to record what was happening. She set her phone camera toward the mirror she had uncovered again, whispering into the darkness, there is something in there. I am not crazy. I just need to prove it. For a moment, nothing happened, just her own shaking face in the dim light. Then the screen flickered. The reflection blurred, and the boy appeared behind her, his hand resting lightly on her shoulder. Her voice caught. She turned, no one there, but when she looked back at the phone, the boy was closer now, whispering, it's almost time. Her reflection smiled at her. The mirror wants you home. And from somewhere deep inside the glass, dozens of voices answered in a single echoing whispers, come back. The mirror reflection part 24. The girl could not take it anymore. Every shadow whispered, every reflection moved when she did not. Every surface metal glass water was a doorway staring back. So one storm soaked night, flashlight trembling in her grip, she returned to the house. The air was thick and stale, heavy with dust and silence. The boards creaked under her feet like bones. The mirror still stood at the end of the narrow hall, cracked, blackened, and faintly pulsing as if it breathed. It breathed. Her reflection stared back, wide eyed and trembling. Why me? She whispered. The boy's face flickered over hers in the glass. Because you looked. Lightning flashed outside, flooding the hallway in white light. For an instant, she saw the figures again, hundreds of them pressed inside the mirror, mouths moving in silent unison. The girl's tears streaked through the dust on her face. No, I am not doing this. You cannot make me. The mirror repelled. The boy's expression changed, sorrowful, desperate. I could not want to either. The glass squealed, the cracks spreading like veins. The walls shook. The mirror began to hum with a low, vibrating tone that made her bones ache. She turned to run, but her reflection did not. It stayed perfectly still, smiling faintly as she moved. The air behind her grew cold. The boy's voice came from everywhere at once. It only ends when someone else looks. She spun, screaming, then I will break it, and swung this flashlight at the mirror. It struck the surface. Shattering light exploded across the hall, and everything went black. When the silence settled, only the broken frame remained. The mirror was gone, so was the girl, but in the shards scattered across the floor, if you looked close enough, you could still see her reflection, eyes open, mouth whispering the same word again and again. The same word again and again. The mirror reflection part 25. The house stood silent for months. Rain washed through its broken roof, dust buried its rooms. The mirror's frame empty now sagged against the rotted wall, but the shards they did not stay still. When the storm came, the wind carried some through the open windows, scattering them across the yard. One piece logged in the mud, another slid into the gutter, gleaming faintly under the moonlight, and one no bigger than a coin was caught in the sole of a man's boot. He did not notice when he dragged it home that night while he undressed. Caesar fell to the bathroom tile landing here the sink. He bent down to pick it up, curious how it caught the light. For a second his reflection split his own face and something else just behind it. A whisper brushed against his ear so fast he thought it was a trick to the pipes. Look, Closer he frowned, turning the fragment in his fingers. The air in the room grew colder, the light dimmed. In the glass silver he saw his eyes, not his, not human. Then just for a heartbeat he heard a child's voice, distant, pleading, "Please don't trade me." He dropped the sword, backing away, it spun on the floor and came to rest upright, perfectly still. The reflection inside shifted, showing a pale girl standing in darkness, palms pressed to one seen glass. Lightning flashed through the window, and her eyes snapped open. All the other swords scattered across the world flickered at the same instant. In puddles, in jewelry, in cell phone screams. Every reflection whispered the same word in perfect unison. Their voices carried on the storm.